33, still factoring. They've given us 8x cubed plus y cubed. So question number 1, is there a GCF? Nope, no GCF here. So question number 2, how many terms are there? Well, we have 1 and 2. And we know that when there are 2 terms, we're either looking for the difference of perfect squares. Well, this certainly can't be the difference of perfect squares. Not only do we not see any squares here, but this is also a plus, right? And the difference of perfect squares means that the sign, the operation that you're performing has to be subtraction. So we're not dealing with that. Or you're looking for the sum or difference of cubes. Well, sum or difference, so that checks out, right? That's a sum. And cubes. Yeah, well, we definitely have cubes here, don't we? So this must be the sum or difference of cubes. So let's go ahead and factor. And the way that we factor cubes, and there are a couple different ways, but what I like to do is as soon as I recognize that I'm factoring cubes, I go ahead and I set up a little model for myself. And the model helps me to keep everything organized and dispense with these relatively quickly. And so this second line here is not the answer. The third line here is the answer line, but the second line helps us to organize our information for the answer. And so what we do for these first set of parentheses is we're going to break this first term down. The second set of parentheses is for the second term. And so what we ask ourselves is, what number cubed gives us 8? Well, the number 2 cubed gives us 8. All right, what letter cubed gives us x cubed? Well, obviously x, right? Okay, and here we're breaking down y cubed, so we just have to ask ourselves, what letter cubed gives us y cubed? Well, obviously y cubed gives us y cubed, right? All right, so this is probably the most difficult line to fill out. If you can fill out this line, you can fill out the answer line because the answer line is derived from information here in the second line. A cube factors into a binomial times a trinomial. And for the binomial portion, all you're going to do is whatever's inside your parentheses pull down. So the first set of parentheses becomes the first term in the binomial. So we're going to pull that 2x down. Whatever's in your second set of parentheses becomes the second term in the binomial. And let's not worry about signs right now. We're going to fill in signs at the very end. All right, so here's our binomial. Now let's go ahead and fill in our trinomial. So to get the first term of your trinomial, you're going to square the first term of the binomial. So 2x squared is going to give us 4x squared. And now to get the middle term of the trinomial, you're going to multiply these two terms together. So 2x times y, well, that's just going to give us 2xy. And now to get the last term of the trinomial, you're going to square the last term of the binomial. So y squared becomes y squared. So now all we're missing, you can see, are signs, right? And to fill in the signs, you're going to use SOP, this little acronym, same, opposite, positive. Same refers to whatever was in the original problem is going to follow you down and then follow you down. So we're going to put a plus there. All right. Opposite refers to whatever is in your binomial, you're going to take the opposite of. So in this case, here we have a plus, so we're going to take the opposite of a plus, which is a minus. And the last sign is always positive or plus. All right, so again, let me go through that. Same refers to whatever was in the original problem is going to follow you down to the second line where you break down your cube. And then it's going to follow you down once again to the actual answer line. And the original sign is going to be the sign in your binomial. Then you're going to take the opposite. So if this is a plus, this becomes a minus. If this is a minus, this becomes a plus. And then your last sign is always positive. All right, and then as soon as you fill your signs in, you now have your final answer. So in this case, we have the binomial 2x plus y times the trinomial 4x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. All right, if you're not used to this particular method of factoring cubes and you have another way, go for it. If you like this way, that's awesome. Go ahead and use it. I think it's the easiest way, but again, to each his own. Whatever you need to do to get to the right answer is what you should be doing. If this was the first time you've seen this method, go ahead and watch the video a couple times. I think you'll find it helpful, and I think you'll find this method to be relatively simplistic. All right, so there we have our answer for number 33. Let's take a look at number 34.